After completely screwing up the Z690i AORUS Ultra, Gigabyte started their RMA process for the board, as well as releasing two new Z690i AORUS Ultra, LITE and Plus versions. For this video, I will quickly swap out the components to the Ultra Plus board and then check out if the problems from the previous video has been fixed. I also tried to quickly test the differences between PCIe 3 and 4 to determine if you should choose the LITE or Plus version. First is the look. The all three boards obviously share the same appearance. People speculate that Gigabyte collect the faulty boards and turn them into the LITE version. I think it is an understandable move to save cost and help reduce e-waste. Anyway, if you buy a used motherboard, remember to check its name on the PCB to make sure that you are not scammed. And you can see that mine is the Plus. In the faulty motherboard, it produced hardware error code when the PCIe was set to auto in the BIOS. So whenever we use a 4th Gen GPU or NVMe SSD, it may have problems when using. And the only way to fix is manually setting the board to PCIe 3. With the latest Plus version, everything works fine. As you can see in Hardware Info 64, the amount of error remains at 0. Next is the slow booting time. Last time it took 35 seconds to get into the booting screen, which is very slow. So let's see if it is improved this time. Unfortunately, it was the same. I eventually discovered that having my 12TB external hard drive plugged in caused the problem. Unplugging it and the booting was just 17 seconds. I went into the boot menu and turned on Ultra Fast Boot. Here you can choose to completely or partially disable Link so that it can skip waiting for the drive to turn on. You can try one of them and this will drastically improve the booting time if you use an external hard drive. In my last video, I showed you that Gigabyte software are terrible and they are basically adware. However, I still need a software that helps me control my RGB, and I discovered OpenRGB, a fully open source software that lets you sync lighting of your devices. I will have the link in the description if you want to check it out. So, don't download anything but BIOS and drivers on Gigabyte website. One thing I want to talk about is ECC memory support. Similar to AMD Ryzen, Intel had finally added unregistered ECC memory to their motherboards, so if you have some UDIM ECC RAM and want to put into your Intel system, it is now possible just like Ryzen. A bit late. Lastly, here are some quick tests between PCIe Gen 3 and Gen 4. I know this may vary between games, but I want to quickly see it myself on this PC. Thanks to testing this, I realized that my Asus TUF RTX 3090 was thermal throttled. Though the GPU temperature was around 60 degrees, the hotspot hit 90 degrees with the old FIFA game from 2007. In some heavier games, the clock speed dropped to 1200 or 1300 MHz because the hotspot hit 100 degrees. I never noticed that as I did not play much video games recently, so here comes the replacement 3090. Not only the new card did not have any issue with temperature, but also the 0 decibel problem that I encountered years ago was fixed, and I don't have to use fan control anymore. So I think I had been using a very bad TUF card. Damn Craigslist. First is 3D Mark Port Royal Ray Tracing Benchmark. I ran the benchmark 3 times and then calculated the average FPS. When I left the PCIe speed at auto, the PCIe 3 result was actually higher, so I knew something was wrong. I specifically set it to 4 in the BIOS and got more correct results. From the result, in 4K, we got less than 1% increase in performance by changing from 3 to 4. That's great! Next is Red Dead Redemption 2 in-game benchmark, and with this game, we have a 3.7% increase in performance. So for gaming, you should save your money and go with the LITE version, as the difference between PCIe 3 and 4 is so minimal that we can hardly notice. The price difference can easily get you a better CPU, GPU, or a new 2TB SSD. And that concluded my video. I never expect doing this short video would take me that long due to the graphic card issue. In the future, I will check out the thermal right bending correct frame for the 12th Gen Intel CPUs. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.